Hey there, intelligent automation community. My name is Josh Noble, and my day job is to cultivate real world solutions to today's tough automation challenges through the innovation practice at Reveal Group. I hope the demo today will inspire you to maybe readdress some automation candidates that you discarded in past years. But let's set the stage first. In a world designed for software robots, all of your business data would be consistently collected through forms and structured fields. However, you probably work with quite a few business systems where there are notes and comments and open-ended catch-all fields to add color commentary. Unfortunately, these blobs of free-form text, if they contain critical information, they can often eliminate an otherwise great process automation candidate from moving forward. Unfortunately, robots aren't great at reading that unstructured text. Of course, one workaround is to take a human-in-the-loop approach. At any stage where these unstructured free text fields occur, the robot can park the process in a work queue. A human then goes in and manually interprets data from the field, and then later on, the robot continues with the rest of the process. In a more ideal scenario, we'd want to give the software robot new intelligent skills to understand unstructured free text without needing to wait for a human interpreter. Let me pass it over to Doug Merrill to demonstrate how advancements in natural language understanding with expert AI can solve this unstructured text problem.
Thanks, Josh. Hi, I'm Doug Merrill, and today we'll be taking a combination of structured forms and NLP to label and extract info so that a process with unstructured data can now be automated. So let's look at a use case that we can all relate to. IT service tickets.
Yes, the dreaded IT service ticket. Long ago, IT departments decided the way they could spend less time on the phone fixing an IT service request was by creating forms. But as we all know, most forms have free text fields, which contain most of the context for our IT service request. In our demonstration, we'll show you how to take this free text field information to automatically identify what type of request this is and extract values to be used for downstream processes. Here's how this all works. At a high level, this demo has 6 steps. The first step is to submit a service ticket containing an unstructured free text field, and we do this in Blueprism Interact. Then in Blueprism, we have the digital worker pull the unstructured free text field info from the form and send it through expert AI, so that we can get labels and entities extracted. And after this is done, Blueprism will assign it to the appropriate subqueue so that the downstream process can now be performed by the digital worker. And finally, we can view the results in Blueprism Interact. So the first thing we're going to do is open Blueprism Interact, which is a convenient web form that allows us to create and submit forms like a service ticket in our case, that can be used for automations downstream. In this case, I'll enter my test subject's info and jot down the following message. My application is slow. I think I need a password reset for Reveal RoboSuite. I would like to hear back from you soon. My email address is jborn@gmail.com. Thank you for your time, Jason. Before I click submit, notice 2 things. Number 1, everything we would need to know to assist this user who submitted this ticket isn't actually in the structured fields above. It's in this free text field. And number 2, there is a lot of useful labels we can apply and info we can extract from this field. This submission can now be viewed in the submission history page of Blueprism Interact. You'll notice that it presently has a status of submitted. Submitting any form in Blueprism Interact creates a new item in a Blueprism work queue. We view this same item in our Blueprism control room within the IT service ticket freeform queue, which can be seen here. Step 2. Now let's crack open the IT service ticket's load subqueue process. The purpose of the load subqueue process is to take items from the IT service ticket freeform queue and put them through expert AI to get labels and entities and assign them to the appropriate sub-queue for downstream processing. In our example, we only have two sub-queues, a password reset queue and an everything else queue. So we first start by having the digital worker pull the first item from the IT service ticket freeform queue, which is the ticket we just submitted. Next, the digital worker will submit the free text field portion of the item through Expert AI via an API call to get the appropriate labels and entities. Before I proceed with this step, let's open Expert AI to see what is happening over there. As we've mentioned briefly, Expert AI is an NLP tool that can transform text data into knowledge and insight. For example, we built two NLP models. The first model we built was a classification model to determine what the service ticket was about. As you can see to the right, here's a list of the possible labels we could apply to a given service ticket. And you can see to the center how we labeled our training set. There are a lot of great features to highlight in this tool, like the user-friendly interface for annotation, but one that I'd like to call out real quick is the experiment statistics screen. This screen helps us understand the quality of our model and each label within that. We can see our model has a 97% F1 score, which is pretty solid considering the low amount of time spent setting up this model. The second model we built out was an extraction model. For the service tickets, we want to be able to extract info for downstream purposes as well. So in this example, we extracted fields such as date, email, name, and applications. One Expert AI feature, I'll call it specific to extraction, is how we annotate. Many tools out there have you start from scratch, but Expert AI is able to auto-identify entities and labels using its core technology, which greatly accelerates the training process. Once we've found the models are performing well, we've deployed these models to a workflow, which our automation will be making an API call to and pull info from. I'll just show you real quick the results we're expecting to see with the service ticket we submitted earlier via this test module. For this example, there are two categories and a few different extractions. And if we do a quick check, this is all accurate, as we can clearly see there's an application issue, and more specifically with its responsiveness, we need a password reset, it's for Reveal RoboSuite, and we have the email and name as well. Now let's go back to the automation to make this API call to the workflow in Expert AI. Now that we can see how Expert AI works, let's have the digital worker send the API call to the IT service request workflow in Expert AI. We can see the call was successful and has all of the labels and entities we showed earlier in Expert AI's workflow test screen. We'll now have this automation cleanse the raw data so that we have a clean list of extraction fields and their corresponding values, and classifications organized into a Blueprism data collection. And now that we know what was being requested in those unstructured service request fields, we need a digital worker to execute the work to fulfill the request. We will use the classifications to sort the various requests into subqueues, where one or more digital workers can perform the downstream IT service work. In this example, the description was labeled as requiring a password reset, and we have it assign it to the subqueue just for that. Since this ticket required a password reset, the digital worker will now run the reset password process real quick and have it mark the case as complete in Interact. You'll notice here that the digital worker is using the email extracted from the free text field, courtesy of Expert AI, and inputting it within the password reset page. This enables the password reset to occur in a fully automated fashion. And finally, we can see the ticket is completed and approved, which wraps this demo. I should note that the same approach could be applied to a range of other IT service ticket use cases beyond password resets. More broadly, Expert AI can unlock a range of automation opportunities that may have historically been discarded due to critical free-form text fields in the middle of a process. Thanks for watching, and I will toss it back to Josh to close us out.
Thanks, Doug. I suspect as you were watching this, many of you remember a few processes that your team has disqualified over the years due to these unstructured free text fields. Check them out, look at them again with the natural language processing lens. If your team would like help to tackle any of these unstructured multi-technology challenges, just reach out for a chat with the Reveal Group Innovation team. Finally, I should mention that natural language processing, natural language understanding isn't a new concept. However, due to reasons like significant infrastructure overhead and unexplainable black box AI models that generally regulators don't like, these NLP tools paired with RPA aren't really as pervasive as you might expect. In fact, that is the major topic for Reveal Group's July 2022 Tech Talk with Expert AI. If you want to catch our monthly Tech Talks, make sure to sign up for Reveal Group's newsletter. Also, if you've stuck around this far, you're probably interested in the NLP topic, so why not check out the kind of deep dive read on natural language processing ROI and payback models, or a lighter read on why accuracy doesn't matter in NLP. Links for both of those will be found down below, and thanks for watching.